start stream here. Hopefully this works. This is the Imperial Russian flag during Tsarist Russia. Damn right, Nana. Like I said, I collect flags, and this is, what, my fourth one so far. We'll get as many up as humanly possible. Thank you, Wendy. Good Lord, that's fucked up, but I had to burp. So, as you know, last night, some dumb fuckface decided to try to shoot Donald Trump, came in with a shotgun and a pistol and a bunch of other shit, fired a couple of pellets, hit a police officer, thank you, Patriot, in the vest. His phone stopped the bullet, which is fantastic. Nobody was injured. The guy that was attacking got the shit beat out of him. Now he's in custody, probably got to do life in jail. Thank you, Turquoise and Mad. Once again, we have, obviously, the people that are online saying that, no, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It wasn't liberals. It was a one-off. It's always never liberals. What's up, B. Vance? What's up, Allie? Hell yeah. It's never liberals' fault. By the way, Jim Acosta and another reporter almost got into a fist fight at the White House Correspondents' Dinner because of the Epstein files. So Jim Acosta and another reporter were talking shit to each other. Thank you, Matt. They started almost getting into fisticuffs, and then the security for Jim Acosta stopped the fight because he's a pussy. So then, outside of the Hilton, the guy was posting to Jim Acosta on X, thank you, Big Deli, come meet me outside, bitch, catch me outside. And he wouldn't come because Jim Acosta's a wiener, apparently. Thank you, Matt, which we already knew all that, but that's what it is. So, as you know, President Donald Trump was not almost assassinated. They didn't even get close. Kash Patel is under fire for standing around looking like he was a deer in the headlights. And an unlikely, so far, unknown hero has come out of the woodwork, a guy that stood in front of Donald Trump to protect him that apparently was not Secret Service. Not exactly sure who this was. This is either the fourth or fifth attempt on Donald Trump's life. However, a man has been hailed as an unsung hero after he moved in front of President Donald Trump as soon as the alarm was sounded. Thank you, Local Truth. About gunfire at the White House. The dramatic footage has since gone viral. The man whose identity is still unknown, but is likely a Secret Service, reacted with lightning speed, standing directly in front of Donald Trump. Thank you, Local Truth. I don't think Kosh got fired, but I'm not 100% sure. Thank you, Allie. Donald Trump, thank you, my friend, says that the security was great. The Democrats are saying it's terrible. And, of course, Democrats are now saying that it was staged. Yes, he did. Yeah, they did grab JD first. Democrats are now being stupid, saying it was staged. It was staged. And I'm like, you are full of shit. Thank you, Chelsea. Now, the reason they're saying it's staged is because of the ballroom comments that came from Donald Trump after the fact. So, on X earlier, and there's a person on here, I can't remember what this girl's name is, she posted an image showing all the MAGA people saying the same shit about the ballroom. Unfortunately for her, that image that she posted was sent out by Midas Touch, the same people that pay Harry Sisson, Dean Parker, and all them. Meaning that girl that showed that is 100% also paid by Midas Touch. So, what you need to do is go on X and look up a page called Midas Touch. M-E-I-D-A-S. Thank you, Christy. Oh, hell yeah, thank you for the galaxy. M-E-I-D-A-S Touch. And that will show you all the paid liberal talking points. Because Midas Touch brings scripts for people to read that are paid influencers. So I don't know exactly who pays conservatives, probably Turning Point USA or whatever it is. But liberals get paid through Midas Touch and several other organizations. So if you want to see what the upcoming or now talking points of the liberals are, hold on, Black Bag. I got to get into the news first. I have not debated anybody for quite some time. Generally, I don't do that, but if it's reputable, go for it, man. Hold on, but let me get to the news real quick. So I just want to show you tell you what Midas Touch is saying. Anybody you know out? Thank you, Danny. So Midas Touch, the group that pays liberal commentators, the first thing he said, Midas Touch sent a reporter to look for waste and fraud behind the Melania movie. Thank you, Jennifer. Midas Touch also says, do the agents typically reach for a person and pull them back up? Midas Touch is the one that's saying that this was staged. They're the ones putting this bullshit out there. So, tense Capitol Hill hearing between Robert F. Kennedy Jr. was pressed on a growing measles crisis. So I can tell you what Harry, Dean, and Parker are going to be saying coming up in the next week, because I basically have an entire list of everything Midas Touch has told them to say. What's up, Ziggy? Midas Touch says acting AG would prioritize justice after an apparent mass shooting. What is this about? No, that's acting AG Todd Blancha saying that we need to build a ballroom. So they're definitely going hard on the ballroom. I'm not exactly sure why liberals have chosen the ballroom as a hill to die on. Seems pretty stupid when you have the lowest amount of economic confidence in the American population. Thank you, Allie, and thank you, John. Hell yes, since 1960. By the way, there has been reports coming out that we are now in the weakest economic confidence mode since 1960. So just remember that. But don't listen to the hardcore or not even mainstream media, the social media gurus that are paid. Anytime I see live streamers that are every single one of them talking about the same points, basically mentioning what Hassan Piker is saying, thank you, Nicole, then I won't believe it or even entertain that shit. If you guys know who Hassan Piker is, he was actually hired, I believe, by the New York Times. He's the one that was calling for the death of the president and a lot of other people. So that's what the liberals are hanging their hat on right now. Look up some of the rhetoric of Hassan Piker, and you will understand where the viewpoint of the modern left is. As I've said a long time, and I'm going to say it now, or say it again, the modern liberals are not anything like the Democrats I knew, or anything like that. I do not know how that is, but I do have a lot of green on me. So the modern hardcore progressive is not the same in any way, shape, or form as the liberals that I grew up with knew when we went to parties and all this shit. Oh, I've got them all right here. I'm just changing flags every day until I have to start recycling them. I've got like 35 of them. Thank you, Gary. So I miss the days of having nice heated debates with liberals and conservatives where you could agree to disagree. Unfortunately, you can't do that anymore because everybody's a fucking psycho. So let me tell everybody how it's going to go. You guys are now in the throes of trying to deal with a third or fourth, I think it's a fourth, Trump assassination attempt. That's absolutely horrifying. But what this is going to do is basically usher in an age of a surveillance state propped up by Flock Security, who has new cameras that can, new systems that can register human distress. And we're, thank you, Christy. And we're going to be doing that coming up here. So the surveillance state will be expanding. And now because of the multiple assassination attempts, there will be no stopping it whatsoever. Thank you, Christy. Most of you already see what's coming up with the data centers, with the Flock camera systems, with everything that's going on with that. But it's going to get much worse. We're going to use quantum computing in order to any type of emotional language, emotional recognition technology is going to be used, this type of thing. It's very sickening. It's something that the United States should never be a part of. And that's exactly what we're going to be heading into, unfortunately. It's out. So in another story, the United States government passed by 2027, all vehicles that are made here in the United States will have to have an AI system that what's up, Jack? An AI system in it that monitors your behavior while you're driving, and if you're impaired, it'll shut the car off if it thinks that. So, like, let's say you're a little tired and stuff, it'll shut the car off or lower the speed. It's got a kill switch. There's also software in the vehicles that expire, so that means that you're not going to be able to upgrade that, change the brakes on your car past however many years. It's a brave new world with such people in it. Yeah, and if you don't behave, exactly. And so it's all going to be a system that's integrated with online social credit. It's not going to be called that. It's going to be your driving. It's going to be your behavior, your job, what you do. And it's supposed to be to condition the population of the United States to basically be like the Chinese population. And what's up, MILF Pounder? And then, of course, as you know, if your credit score, your social credit, whatever it is low enough, they will kick you out on the street, not let you travel, not let you do things like the Chinese social credit system. Only it will be different because it'll be American. So the Chinese social credit system does things like reduces your credit publicly if you're like bad to the elderly, or if you are making up gossip or all this other bull crap. The American system's going to be different. It's not going to punish you for religious things like that, or if you're mean to the elderly or talk shit. It's going to punish you for political dissident or political dissension. Thank you, that the right. Financial, if you like make fun, if you like say, hey, you shouldn't be giving illegal aliens food stamps. Yeah, it's a manual. Thank you, the rights. Thank you, K-Cat. Thank you, everybody, for the gifts. But this will roll out bit by bit as the data centers are being built here throughout the United States. So you're going to have AI data centers and AI systems scanning social media, scanning the internet for offensive speech, racist speech, this type of thing, so they can send a cop to your house, so they can lower your points so you won't be seen, shadow banned by algorithm, all that, yeah. Any anti-Semitism, as you know, a law's already passed by law, will fuck with that. Your private prison systems will be expanding using this. What's up, America? You have cars integrated into it. You have your job integrated into it. Like I said, social media integrated into it. What's up, Jennifer? Every single thing you can think of will be a section and a part of this. Now, that's the negatives. So, no shit, I've got a lot. So the negative aspects of this are basically what I've told you. What's up, Beachwalker, and more. The positives of this it will usher in basically unified quantum computing for individual transport devices like they just created. This is Imperial Russia. So they just created a new, very good working flying car for one person, $120,000. They're going to start making these systems to where you'll be able to do this type of thing. Thank you, BNR. And it will get better technologically, but it'll get worse as far as personal freedoms and personal accountability and all this kind of crap. So, what's up, BNR? So, what are we going to do about that? Well, there's nothing you're going to be able to do. There's the data centers are coming about. There's actually a town called Alberg or something like that, Pennsylvania. The town has 7,000 people. They're going to... Archbald, thank you. Archbald, Pennsylvania, 7,000 people. We're going to have 6 data centers, and the size of the data centers are encompassing 15% of the town. What's up, David? And so you say, oh, well, imagine if 15% of Washington, D.C. was a data center. Imagine if 15% of New York City was a data center. And even if you vote against the data centers, they will just do the data centers anyway. So if you say like, well, we're not going to do, we had council meetings, they stopped doing it. They stopped doing it now, but they're going to do it coming up. Now, the Trump administration, or not even the Trump administration, Department of Homeland Security and other organizations want this type of surveillance to be nationwide because they say it's for safety and security, as always. However, once a political party that's a dissident political party or a political party gets in that openly wants to attack and hate you, thank you, Crass, they will be able to change or add to these data systems to go after certain speech. So let's say under Donald Trump, they don't want to go after hate speech. Well, as soon as a liberal comes in, they'll put that in and go after people for hate speech. And you say, well, wait a minute, I think that's ridiculous. They'll use, what's up, America? What's up, Sonny? They'll use interpretations of the law of the Supreme Court. It's going to get fucking messy before it gets better with the AI data centers. Now, after this assassination attempt of Donald Trump by this substitute teacher, this is going to bolster that quite a bit more, that the surveillance state will be good because of safety and security, which, of course, as you already know, and all of our founding fathers, thank you, Firewoman and Jennifer, have said in the past, if you trade safety, or if you trade, liberty for security, you deserve neither. I would rather take more people dead and more incidences, but still retain my freedom. That's why I carry everywhere I go in case there's an incident that I have to use that for. I am obviously going to be armed, especially in this type of business that I'm doing this, talking to people about politics, particularly after people will shoot and kill simply for having a different viewpoint. So I have to say, thank you, Aphrodite. Thank you, my friend. I have to tell everybody once again out there, a different viewpoint. Thank you, Aphrodite. Aphrodite is not a reason to shoot somebody. If you believe that is, you're a piece of shit, and I want you to block me. Thank you, Aphrodite. So if you believe it's okay to shoot someone over politics, I want you to block me and get the fuck out of here. I don't want you around me or my family. I am not interested. It's not about clout chasing. It's about fuck off and leave me alone if you don't like me. That's what it is. By the way, I have got a lot of people still talking shit about my anti-flat earth videos on my other page. Rest assured, every one of you calling me names and fucking threatening me, I am reporting instantly. And it is coming back almost 100% that you are all violating for talking, threatening me with death. So yeah, flirfs, exactly. So I've had a lot of flat earthers threatening me with death. Here's the average flat earther. I have some screenshots. I can't believe you brainwashed fucking redhead idiot. How stupid are you, moron? The earth is flat. That's the average comment I'm getting from flat earthers. So I'm literally every fucking one of you dumb shits. So have fun with that. I'm sure you guys will enjoy your flat earth not being able to make your pithy comments. Yeah, not all flat earthers are psycho, I know. But I literally had to make a video. I have so many death threats on screenshots. I made a video about it. I couldn't put some of the comments up. Thank you, Austin. Obviously, because if I showed the comments, they would be removed. But apparently, because I said flat earth is wrong, I'm a piece of shit. I'm a moron. I deserve to die. I've had that a lot. I also had a guy on here yesterday when I showed the Trump thing. He had been on here for several days, and then he threatened to kill me while I was live streaming. And I don't understand why you're threatening to kill people. What the fuck is wrong with you people? You understand that's a criminal offense, right? Like, I've never threatened any of you dumbasses ever with death. The stars do change. You have to understand the universe is very big. So, for instance, the pyramids of Egypt used to be lined up with Orion back about 10,400 BC, give or take. Now it's not. That's because the star changed. This is the same with astrology. People keep saying, oh, I believe in astrology. In 50,000 years, the constellations won't even look the same, not only from your perspective, but from the perspective at the constellation. So Sagittarius won't be Sagittarius in 50,000 years. Pisces won't, Leo won't. So I don't understand why, thank you for the gifts, why you do astrology, for instance. I had this guy I knew back in the day, John. His girlfriend used to be really into astrology, and he was a scientist of sorts, and I'm an anthropologist, and we're both trying to tell her the stars will drift apart, and they will look different. They're not going to be the same. Some of these stars will, I'm actually that. Thank you, Chainsaw. Will match together. It won't look the same. Well, that doesn't matter. It's the spirit. I'm like, stars don't have a spirit. They're burning balls of fusion or fission, whatever it is. So I don't understand why this, well, Mars is or Mercury's in retrograde. What'll happen? It looks like it's going backwards. Hey, that's fun. Mercury doesn't give a shit about you. Neither does Venus or Earth or Mars. Hell yeah, pretty. Or Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, or Pluto. Thank you, Kathy. I say Uranus because Uranus is funny. Because it means butthole. Thank you, Ellie. Nevertheless, Evan Kate, hit me up. Nevertheless, astrology is fake, flat earth is stupid, and anything believing that is just... What? It's Evan Kate. That's a fake account. Oh, for fuck's sakes. Okay, I know. Okay, yeah. She's been blocked. Yeah, I'm confident. See, what's up, Pasta Azul? No shit. Hey! Baked ziti, I need a fucking carbone, I need a fucking goddamn, fuck, just pizza. But I need a Napoli pizza, what the fuck are you doing there? Give me a fucking calzone, make it an elderly woman. What's up, Tired? Oh, dude, you're doing Italian. Yeah, okay, so that's the thing, I'm gonna have to, oh, dude, it's coming, you're crushing it. I've got to get to New York. So here's the thing. I don't know. I'm working on it. My kid wants to go to New York. I want to go to New York again. I know midnight, even if I don't fucking message him, I'll still see him on the street somehow, because that's how it works with my life, no matter what it is. But I also want to go to an island, because I want to go get some dark yak. So I'm kind of up in the air about that. Where would you go? The Cayman Islands, or would you go to fucking New York City? I think I'd go to New York City. It has been tough lately. I try to help. I need to make videos again. Huh? No. I need to make videos again, helping people out. Thank you, it's Melly. People with cancer and stuff like that. There is one guy I was going to make a video. I like Anguilla's flag. I was going to help a guy. It's like a 15-year-old kid with an incurable cancer. But apparently Dr. Oz has already reached out and he's getting treatment in San Diego. So I don't have to help with that. He's already been help. Thank you, my friend. If you got anybody out there that needs help, let me know. I also had change.org reach out to me. And, of course, Tiffany Cianci about the poison shit. But we're starting to talk about the deflock movement. So I've talked to you guys about the pesticide rally. Pesticide rally starts at 9 a.m. tomorrow outside of the Supreme Court. Oh, hell yeah, my friend. I just need to make more of them. I haven't had people reach out to me. Usually the reason I do videos like that is because somebody's like, this guy's fucked up and needs your help. Here's a GoFundMe or whatever, and I'll do something. But I haven't had people reach out to me this account. But the People versus Poison rally starts tomorrow outside of the Supreme Court at 9 a.m. If you're in the D.C. area, make sure you get to the Supreme Court by 9 a.m. There will be 3 or 4 congressmen, a couple of senators there, lots of lawyers, food bloggers, Tiffany Cianci, obviously. I think I'm going to be streaming it. I'm not exactly sure what's going on with that. Even if she doesn't come on, I'll be live streaming it. I'll find it and stream it on here. That's the People versus Poison rally in front of the Supreme Court. As you know, the United States Supreme Court is hearing a Bayer Monsanto case where Bayer Monsanto is arguing that they should be able to have a liability shield from damage done by pesticides. Nana, you're awesome, though. Thank you, Flasker.
Fuck's sake.
Fuck's sake, sorry. Flasker? For fuck's sakes, what's wrong with me? Anyway, the People versus Poison rally tomorrow at 9 a.m. I'm going to try to get that live streamed. Bayer Monsanto is going before the Supreme Court. The Trump administration is on the side of Bayer Monsanto, much to my chagrin on this particular issue. And 3,300 people are suing Bayer Monsanto for non-Hodgkin's lymphoma caused by glyphosate pesticides. Bayer Monsanto argues that their products are safe and they did absolutely nothing. So not only do they want that to happen, they want a liability shield. So I actually have something I want to read to you, which is what's going to be going down if Bayer Monsanto wins. So I know that Donald Trump and his administration are very into Bayer Monsanto. This is one place that I disagree with Donald Trump, obviously. You know, dude, the insurance is god-awful. Dude, I'm just glad you're here, though. That's the big thing. So this is what we have here. I'm just going to... Okay, so this is what I want to talk about, and I'm going to get into the news, but this is big news coming up tomorrow. This involves your future over the next couple of 50 years, and it also determines new pesticides that are being brought up. Well, fuck. Well, if you need us again, I'm always here. Nana knows what time it is. She's awesome. So, April 27th is the Stop Pesticide Immunity Rally. Now, I was going to be in Washington, D.C., live streaming it with a senator, a couple of congressmen, and, of course, Tiffany from that was on the New York Times. However, I can't do it because I got to take my kid. Seriously, White Rabbit? I don't know. So I was not able to go to Washington, D.C. to do the Maha rally live this time. Tiffany was even going to get us a badass hotel, too, in D.C., but I just couldn't do it. I had to get my kid to college. So I had to ditch meeting 5 political figures to get my kid to college. But that's what it is, and that's what it is. And there's another Supreme Court hearing coming up that I want to be a part of. It's about Citizens United. We'll get into that after this. So here's what it is. The Farm Bill is heading to the full floor House, an 802-page corporate giveaway dressed up as farm policy. So this is what's going to happen if the Farm Bill passes like that. That is parenting, that's right. If the Farm Bill passes and the Supreme Court wins with Monsanto. So Section 10205, listen to this. If Bayer Monsanto wins, Section 10205 is called the Cancer Gag Act. This would prohibit farmers from creating lawsuits that were harmed by pesticides where manufacturers failed to warn about cancer risk. This is the direct legislative version of what Bayer Monsanto is asking the Supreme Court to do on April 27th. If this passes, it does not matter what the court decides. Congress will already be given Bayer Monsanto what they asked for. So that is the Cancer Gag Act. So that means if pesticides cause cancer, you will not be able to sue. Thank you, Eileen. You will not be able to sue. You will not be able to hold them accountable, and they don't have to help you at all. By the way, after this court case, the next court case with Bayer Monsanto, thank you, White Rabbit and Joe. Follow White Rabbit, by the way, will be paying... Bayer Monsanto will pay the people that are harmed by it. So this is absolutely sickening what they're doing. Thank you, Cody. Section 10206 reverses state and local laws that protect residents from toxic pesticide exposure. It takes the authority away from the states. Now, if you're into states' rights, this is a government overreach. So if the state of like Missouri says, we're not using this pesticide. Fuck you. Thank you, White Rabbit. Follow White Rabbit. So I would love to, my friend. So if the state of Missouri, for instance, says we're not using this pesticide, fuck you, because it's toxic, the government will say, no, we determined it wasn't. You're using it, or you'll be penalized. That's what's happening tomorrow. That Supreme Court that case is happening tomorrow. So then we have Section 10207. It would erase the clean. Thank you, Linda? It would erase the Clean Water Act, allowing discharges of pesticides directly into waterways, rivers, streams, and endangered wetlands. It would also make a liability shield if wildlife, particularly endangered species, were killed by pesticides. So also, if bees and butterflies are killed by pesticides, whatever, you can do whatever you want. They're also going to bring back 4 different types of pesticides that have already been banned. One of them has been banned in 78 nations, declaring it creates cancer and neurological defects, not just in pregnant women, but in adults. That will be allowed to continue. It also overturns hundreds of state and local protection laws for food safety and cuts $187 billion in food stamps over 10 years, while giving anywhere between 66 and $200 billion of corporate subsidies while they take your food stamps away from you. Thank you, White Rabbit. Now, a lot of people could say, well, I see environmentalism, I see safety, I see food stamps being cut, I see environmental protections being cut. Sounds like a bunch of liberals, right? Well, I'm going to go ahead and stop you right there. First of all, I want to talk about Teddy Roosevelt. Thank you, Joe. The father of modern American environmentalism. Teddy Roosevelt was a conservative. He created the national park system. He fucking was an environmentalist. And conservatives, real men, protect the animals, wetlands, and the natural environment. A pile of shit destroys the country that you're in with Superfund sites and toxic waste. Thank you, you. So Teddy Roosevelt was the original man, the original conservative, and they're framing this as if you don't support Trump on this, thank you, Natalie, then you're just some communist piece of shit. That's not correct at all. Teddy Roosevelt would be rolling in his fucking grave if he saw this. So just remember this. The Founding Fathers were against companies using the government to escape accountability for their power and harm it was caused. So the Founding Fathers never would have said corporations can use the government to get away with hurting people for profit. Thomas Jefferson, George Washington would tell you to suck my fucking butthole. RFK Jr. Basically was overridden by Donald Trump because Donald Trump and his administration used a friend of the court document supporting Bayer Monsanto. Once this case passes, if it does, Bayer Monsanto will be given a basically tax break to bring a huge part of their business over to fucking Washington, D.C. What's up, John? So this has corruption written all the fuck over it. Bayer Monsanto, I've had a problem with, or Monsanto, since the late 90s, early 2000s, when they their seeds would get out, go on your land, and then they would sue the farmer for copyright and steal your land. So Monsanto's a piece of shit. And 18 states were sued by Monsanto to allow, sorry Eileen, I didn't see it. 18 states were sued by Bayer Monsanto to allow these pesticides. Kansas voted against it before a Republican supermajority overdid it. So then you have, since when do conservatives support the federal government overriding state laws to protect multinational corporations? Thank you, Tony. Well, South America. So I'm serious. When do conservatives support the federal government overriding state law, right? State law is a conservative base point. The federal government says you can do certain things, but state law dictates most things. This is saying that ancestry that my great-grandfather rode with President... Oh, hell yes, at San Juan Hill. Fuck yeah, Natalie. So this Trump... It's not even a Trump proposal. It's a Monsanto proposal that Trump is backing. This is one of the most liberal, totalitarian garbage that I've ever seen. And I'm all for tackling fraud in a welfare system, but I will never support taking food out of veterans' mouths. Thank you, Zorg. Thank you for that. The cutting of the food stamps that's attached to this farm bill will mostly affect veterans, elderly people, and children. Not necessarily the illegal aliens. Thank you, Joe, because as you know, the tap has already been turned off for illegal aliens. Thank you for the gifts. According to Donald Trump, the tap is turned off for illegal aliens for fucking food stamps. So them reducing food stamps by 10% coming up on this farm bill is just fucking veterans. It's fucking the elderly, children, and veterans. And I'm not going to goddamn ever support that shit. If you're taking fucking resources away from veterans, I'll fuck you up. That's what it is. If you fucking come after veterans, look, I give veterans more leeway than most people. Why? Because fuck you. That's why. No other reason than suck my ass. That's what it is. And so we literally have a people versus poison rally tomorrow at 9 o'clock. I'll try to live stream it. We'll see what happens with that if I can find it. If not, I'll live stream it after the fact. It's a mix of conservatives and liberals. Thank you, Zorg. You have some like Ro Khanna and Cory Booker, who are obviously hard liberals. You have Thomas Massey and a couple other former and current congressmen and senators that are conservative joining this. Thank you, White Rabbit. So a lot of people say, oh, I hear Cory Booker's name. That means you're a communist. No, Cory Booker, thank you, Zorg and John and White Rabbit. Follow White Rabbit. Cory Booker's the only one that made a bill to stop this. Nobody else has. So it doesn't matter if it's Democrat or Republican. Not a big fan of Cory Booker myself, but he's the only one that has a bill out there to stop this. Damn straight, Appalachia. All the men in my family were former veteran. My uncle's a Marine, grandfather in the Army, great uncle in the Navy, several other people, military academy, Navy, National Guard. We got it all, every bit covered. Air Force veterans. We don't have a Space Force. We do not have a Space Force member yet. That disappoints me already. We should have had a man in there by now. So I'm actually a disgrace to my family because my body was too fucked up to join the military, my lungs, so I had to settle to go to college. I didn't go to college and get a degree and go to grad school because I was real gung-ho about it. I was going to go to the military first, and so going to college was a disgrace for me. So everybody out there, well, no, I'm a big shit. No. Fuck that, because I would have learned, has been corrupted, I could see that. I would have learned a great deal in the military, then I would have gone to college and learned what the regular people. So if you get the opportunity, join the military first, get through all the way, then go to college with a GI Bill. You learn how to do a trade, you learn how to kill people when you need to, and you learn how to do college shit later. So not only are you getting a trade, because if you're in the military, what are you doing? Mechanics, building, engineering, your fucking survival. Even if you're a grunt, you're crushing it. So then you go into college. Well, I'm going to talk about communist blah, blah, blah. I'll tell you what, when I was in college, all the veterans, they wouldn't hear any of that bullshit. That communist bullshit, nobody listened to that shit. They were like, well, in an economic system, according to Karl Marx, and you'd have a fucking Marine that just got out, and he's like, yeah, I've been on the battlefield. Fuck Karl Marx. I pissed on his picture outside of the barracks one night. Fuck you. They're like, why? Thank you, Joe. You're like, because on paper it looks good, but in practice you're all stupid. Absolutely. 100%. I never met a hard liberal I've met some liberals, but I haven't met a off the rocker that was in the fucking veteran. Worked on tanks, damn straight. And that right there, you can, for what the military teaches you, you should be able to start your own business. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Whether it's carpentry, mechanics, if you're in the Air Force, jet, everything has a, if you're in the Air Force, you work on jets, you work at the airport for an airline. I mean, unless you're a shit getting drunk all the time, or unless you're a drug addict. Again, I know, why did I have to follow you again? It's probably, my big account was removed, so this is a new one, which is surprising because I know who did it, with your agency. By the way, TikTok agencies are a scam. A lot of them, don't join them, especially if they hide behind the Bible. Yeah, oh yeah, we're a Christian one, and then they fucking stab you in the back, of course. That's why you don't join agencies. You don't need them. The cream always rises. You know what I'm saying? No shit, the Smollett Poverty Law Center. But I got to tell you, yeah, after the Southern Poverty Law Center event, after the Donald Trump assassination attempt, like a lot of people are going to support Trump. That's fantastic. I'm on the fence. I like what Trump's doing and what he's saying in a lot of cases. I don't like what we're doing with Iran here because I think it's gotten off the rails. But I also don't like Trump supporting Monsanto. I don't like Trump supporting giant corporations when small business needs to come up. And that's because, and listen to this. SUV. Yeah, I think so. The world you knew is forcibly being destroyed. The world of malls, the world of video stores, the world of personal freedom. So you're allowed new things like legalized green. You're allowed new things like social media, jobs and money making and all this other shit. Damn right, Amy B. But the world you knew is gone now. The malls are gone, all this other shit. Well, I don't think it's going to be federal. The best you're going to get is decriminalized, which I would be fine with that. And so it's a bittersweet thing because some of the things that are upcoming here, like personal transport devices that are going to be like personal drones. No, it's all right. To transport you, being able to go online and live stream. Everybody's your own broadcasting network. You don't have to rely on mainstream media. You don't have to rely on a bunch of bullshit. You kind of have more play here, legal green, this type of thing. More relaxed system I like, but it's all being conglomerated into giant corporations and none of the small businesses. What's up, Joker? Man, been a minute. None of the small businesses are going to be around again. And so this is the bittersweet world we're living in here, where I miss the age of the malls and that type of age. But I'm not going to lie. The general population, yeah, trains don't run. Yeah, exactly. And it's going to get worse. At the same time, people back in the day were too harsh. Specifically with religion. So you guys remember like Dee Snider in front of a House hearing about how Twisted Sister's lyrics were satanic. The devil's lettuce was gonna get you killed. Dare to say no to drugs. Thank you, my friend. Thank you, Deborah. That was all dumbass bullshit. So the correct answer, if you're looking for, I'll check it out. The correct answer, here you go, baby. No, I'm sorry, leave it. The correct answer was, personal responsibility with no government meddling. So, like, I want a chief green, I can do it. That needs to be standard and regulated so it's not Fenty and poison, but you don't need to be telling me what to do, how much I can purchase, this type of shit. And we've been doing this a lot, and I'm not exactly sure, I'm not exactly sure how this happened. We've become a world of, we desire safety in certain things that we didn't have safety before, but now we're removing safety where we were psychotic years ago. What's up, Scott? So, for instance, There's been an uptick. Hell yeah. What's up, Dirk? Kicking the facade open. So, for instance, many years ago, I was able to drive a pickup truck with a gun rack with loaded weapons in the car. No one gave a shit. No one gave a shit. Thank you, Burgermeister. They had shooting clubs at school. There was no penalty for saying certain words or phrases. The television shows were good. The cartoons were double entendres. The ideas were fair. But there was a religious fervor that was making laws. There was shop class. Yeah, all this. There was the little ashtrays at Burger King. You guys remember that? So now what we have is a removal of all that. But you can buy green. You can do certain things. But everything's done under a system of surveillance, of watching. And I'm not really into that. I'm not into... Yeah, everyone brought him to school because nobody was going to be a psycho. And now it's a lot of people on SSRIs, a lot of people that believe violence is the only way. Most of them politically fucked up. What's up, Trim? I'm 82. And so a lot of things, with the reduction of the religious fervor, you had things being introduced like LGBTQ and religion, trans surgery for minors. This type of stuff that's probably not a great idea. Oh, hell yeah, Moneypenny. By the way, James Bond, Moneypenny. And so it's like, well, what did you gain versus what did you lose? That's the kind of thing. I remember my kid in grade school. I remember them coming over watching, we were watching DVDs, we were having a good time. But I also remember if a cop smelled green in your car, you could do a felony for it. Now that doesn't exist. But the cities look like diarrhea now, and it's being fucking basically bowled over by the third world. Same with Western Europe. So we gained a great deal in some cases of personal freedom. We lost a lot of personal freedom. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. There's also emotional recognition. So these things like YouTube's algorithm, it recognizes emotion and it won't promote you unless somebody watches multiple videos. So it watches a video, then it goes to the next one, and it understands that you have an emotional attachment to that creator, so it'll show it to other people if somebody watches 2 of them. And the algorithms read your videos. You can't say, well, it's this category. It'll take 2 categories and put them in the same thing because of the emotional responses. Yeah, the health insurance is fucked up. The apps, it'll fuck you over. It'll ruin you. What's up, Gino? And I started noticing that this was going to happen when a long time ago. What's up, Allie? AI is that the curse word. They say one curse word, they're fired. Yes, that's correct. I started noticing this happening because my mother this is Imperial Russia, Gino. Yeah! About 6 or 8 years ago, my mom told me they're using credit scores to determine the price of insurance now. Not whether you have accidents unless you're a real fuck up. Your credit score determines... Yeah, your YouTube gets no views. Same with mine. Because they want someone to have an... What did they say? If you stay on YouTube, the longer you stay on YouTube as a session, the more will promote you. So watch time, subscribers, none of that matters. None of it matters. It's a session experience now. Yeah, that's the same with me, Crotch. I had a video on YouTube with 450,000 views or whatever. Wasn't monetized the whole time. As soon as it got monetized, never had a big video ever again. Hell yeah, it determines the cost of tea in China and condoms in Vietnam. Actually, no. Condoms in Thailand. I know what kind of man you are going to Bangkok. I know what kind of man you are going to Bangkok. So you repeat. Yeah, I went to grad school, dipshit. Hold on a second. Areva, I have more education than you. Thank you, Zorg. Yeah, I blocked you too. Yes, I actually went to grad school. Oh, I repeat so I'm not intelligent? No, I just repeat for stupid people, unfortunately like you. Thank you, Zorg. You hear how liberals are? Oh, you said something twice. You're not very educated. It's like, how does that logic? Can you tell me how that logics? So when I was in college, the professor would say a lot of things twice for students. So I guess the professor's stupid, huh? Got it. See, this is the thing. You just can't stop yourself from talking shit. Can you? You cannot. Thank you, Trent. You can't stop yourself, can you? You have to talk shit. There's a mental illness in there. It's a compulsion. There's only one group of people with a mental illness that have to do something. You have to do it. It's obsessive compulsion. Thank you, 333. And I don't entertain an obsessive compulsion because I know it's a mental illness. So the Trump derangement, the attacking me, all this, it's a compulsion. You're mentally ill. Oh, no. So what do you do about this? And this is the funniest thing. And I do have some news stories, but I just want to. Graphic arts became a painter to fly. Oh, very nice. Very nice, Daily. Not bad gig at all. How do I put this? When Donald Trump leaves office in 2009, at the beginning of 2029, when Donald Trump leaves office, you're going to rejoice for about 15 to 20 full days. You're going to celebrate with champagne and all this other shit. Wonderful. He did Appalachia. However, after Donald Trump leaves office and your initial honeymoon celebration phase is over with, you're going to be experiencing the loss of a personal identity because that's what you made yourself. You're going to get violent. You're either going to collapse into a severe depression or general malaise, or you're going to turn violent and try to continue by killing people you believe are still MAGA. It can't happen. It's kind of like a movie, like Happy Gilmore, where the guy Happy Gilmore beats Shooter McGavin, and they're about to put the jacket on him, and everybody's rejoicing, and there's one guy that's like, no! And he takes the jacket and runs, and everybody's about to beat the shit out of him, but he's gonna I don't care if everybody's against me, I have to do it! The mom. And so there's got to be a bunch of people similar to that. And that's what's going to happen after Donald Trump leaves office. You're going to have, Allie, you're going to have a group of people that after the initial celebration that Trump is gone, their personal identity is lost. It's kind of like talking shit to a flat earther. The reason, I've already looked up the psychology of flat earth people. The reason flat earth people are so deranged, for the most, I'm talking the violent ones, it's because they've made flat earth a part of their identity. So it would be the same as attacking their child. So when Donald Trump leaves office, it's going to be like an empty nester with no child. They're going to be spinning in a circle. And then they'll say, well, I'm like this because look what Donald Trump did. I'm like this because look what Donald Trump and his followers did to me. Thank you, David. So 15 years will pass. 15 years will pass. And these people will still blame Donald Trump. Can you imagine a world if he was never there? Can you imagine if Hillary or Kamala would have won? Thank you, Zorgan and Bailey. It's Trump. They'll be elderly. They'll be going out playing pinochle once they find Christ at church. Oh my God, this Trump. You know, I'm 64 years young now. And I remember on the streets of the No Kings rally fighting Trump. Oh, I know, me too. And they'll be elderly jerking each other off with that. Yeah, it'll be a whole thing. They'll never let it down. They really believe that they did something. Like the people in the 60s that went to Woodstock. Man, we're fighting the power with these crunchy grooves, bro. Yeah, bro. Yeah, let me get that heady nugget, man. We're fighting the power. Yeah, they'll see that we can't be stopped. We're organized. We're down, bro. And all you're doing is doing fucking hallucinogenics and getting high. That's all you did. Same thing with the No Kings rally. You didn't do shit. We really took it home to Trump, man. He heard us. He won't be the way he was. We're in charge. Whose streets? Our streets. This is what democracy looks like, bro. We'll bash the fash. Shit. Crunchy headies, yo. And then you ask him, well, what exactly did you do to stop Trump? Well, we marched in the streets. Well, how did that stop Trump? You just don't get it, bro. You just don't get it, little Eichmann. You just don't understand. We were there. We were there. We were at Coachella. We were at Burning Man getting STDs like you can't imagine. We were there, bro. Where were you? In Washington running some country? That's not, you don't understand the alternative lifestyle. It's stolen land. It's America last. Iran and Palestine. That's what's important. Illegals. There is no illegal on stolen land, bro. You just don't understand. That's why we dumped all our trash at fucking Burning Man and didn't pick it up. That's why we made Coachella just a garbage dump, bro. You want to know why? Because not picking up our trash is actually what the Native Americans wanted us to do. See, we're harming the land that the fascists took over, bro. The tribes are backing me. I dumped a bag of garbage upside down at Burning Man, and bro, I was doing so good, and then a native came out in the tear that it sucked back up into his head. That's what happened, bro. That's what happened. And I'm like, look, I get. So what you're telling me is you're either incapable or you're unwilling to fight the actual fight against corporatism, National Socialism, or communism. They're both evil. And the only one that did anything was the Black Lives Matter people and the people that were paid by the Southern Poverty Law Center, right? Thank you, Moon. So basically, all you did was get high at concerts and rallies, and then the people that actually did the shit were the ones paid by the Southern Poverty Law Center. And then you called it fascism, but it was mostly manufactured by you? Is that right? So, am I to understand that Charlottesville was made up horse shit? This is I'm just an opinion, I'm asking. Am I to understand that the Patriot Front is fake? The Klan wouldn't exist if you didn't give them money? Because it's all kind of coinciding. The torch rallies, right? So I know, did you pay for the torches? Like, what are we doing here? Well, we embedded into it. Yeah, but you don't seem like you just embedded into it. You seem like you became it. Maybe just being a typical liberal Klansman as always. I don't really know what it was, but I can't trust any of that existing. So I don't trust the Southern Poverty Law Center. And this is exactly what I talked about earlier in the year, which is when you started trying to have organizations fight hate speech, that you would be romanticizing it or it would be horseshit. This is horseshit. Hell yeah, Bullet Tooth. This right here is horseshit. What's up, Mr. Chaz? The racism was never as bad as you made it out to be. ever. The racism was never as bad since the 70s. In 1975 is when the death of racism began. Around the time that the movie, what's that? All right. Dazed and Confused. Around the time the movie Dazed and Confused is set in. Thank you, Camille. This is when racism basically started to die. This is when you started having great deals of open interracial relationships. This is when you had the younger generations fighting the racism of the parents. This is when racism started to die. It was about 1974, 1975. The 80s really cemented it with people that were in government, people that were heads of corporations that were black mainly. You had the 90s with the introduction of black women into entertainment as far as directing, producing, being heads of corporations. Then you got into the 2000s, which was shitty because of 9/11. Hell yeah, thank you. 2010s when you started having more female bosses than male bosses. So this nonsense of racism and sexism, there are semblances of some of it that does exist. You'll always get your racist shit kicker that won't stop. He'll go on a racial tirade when he's drunk. You'll have the old fuck face that doesn't believe that a black woman and a white man should be together. 99% of you don't give a fuck whatsoever. Nobody gives a fuck about racism at all. Yeah, well, that's the thing. In Hollywood, thank you, Eileen. Hollywood, those were the older generations. So those people are the boomers now. So those people in the 80s, and those are the older boomers. That's what the divide is. So when you see this, like, racism is still going strong, it's not outside of most generations. And so like, your very wealthy income bracket would be what I would consider the racist white douchebag, if you want to call it that. And then the older boomers still retain some of that. Nobody else gives a fuck at all. Nobody cares at all. Nobody gives a shit about race or sex. Nobody cares whatsoever. The only thing they care about is doing drag in libraries and doing drag with young children on stage at nightclubs and stuff, because I always thought like I've been to drag restaurants in New York City. That was tame though. My mom had a lot of gay friends. Drag clubs, however, are no place for children. So if it's like a theater thing or if it's at a restaurant, thank you, mister. That's all fine or whatever. But if you're like, well, I want a 12-year-old to come to a foam party in fucking Orlando, that's not the place for a 12-year-old, okay? If you say, well, I want a 12-year-old to go to a drag bar in Miami, that's not the place to go for a 12-year-old. What's up, Jameson? Because the content in those places is very sexualized. You understand what I'm talking? I've heard of that and space oil. So yeah, it's all about context. You see what I'm saying? Thank you, Jameson. But racism is basically, why are you so swollen? Because I need to lose 20 pounds. Why are you being an asshole? Know what I'm saying? That's why. But I can't do it because I have to have a hernia surgery. So once I get over that, I'll do my best to make up how you want me to look there, bitch maid. So don't worry. Don't worry, I'm working on my aesthetics to make you happy. Thank you, Joe. Don't worry about it. I'll be good. Yeah, I know I got to get rid of that. It's because my kid had me eating at night. I was spending time with my children and it made me gain a little weight. Oh man, God forbid. Fuck me. Man, I gotta tell you, if I had some real problems, I wonder if I had like a horn growing out of my head. No, if I had a horn growing out of my head, you would exalt me as a liberal. Got it. Wonderful. No, I need to lose 20 pounds. I don't fucking put anything. We all should. What's up, Indiana? How you doing, Joe? We all need to get healthier. We all need to lose some weight. I know what I got to do. I've got to eat more protein, less carbohydrates, replace with fruits and vegetables. What's up, Tennessee? with the other garbage I've been eating. Do more push-ups, do more things. Certain exercises I can't do because I have a hernia. Damn right, White Rabbit, that's what I want to do. But I see I have a hernia right now. Damn right, Hollywood. So I know for a fact I can get my upper body okay right now. Until I bite the bullet and go have hernia surgeries, I need to check that. I did about it. I did start. I have a magnesium. Yeah, you're not working out. So like any of the crunches, I can do push-ups. I can do barbells. I can do any of that. But anything with heavy abdominal pressure, no. So I need to go have that looked at. But I don't want to do it because I'm a vagina when it comes to surgery. You see how that is? Now, once I get over the vagine that's happening, I will in a minute, we'll deal with that. I didn't get to finish because of divorce. That's not good. Suck it up, buttercup, and go get it done. Yeah, I'm going to. You know I will at some point. I'm basically waiting until my oldest kid is done with college for the semester because I've been driving her back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. So I've had a hernia repair, groin. Don't laugh after. Yeah, no shit. I also don't cough. I'm definitely going. Oh, dude, man, we got bad experience. Yeah, 4 years to get my hernia surgery covered by insurance. It was called cosmetic. It's it's the latter of the two. It's a double inguinal hernia. It's one on each side. The reason it happened is it's not bad. It's not like protruding or anything. I just know it's there. I can feel. I can push it back in through the flesh. It happened because I lived in a house before this one that was greatly polluted. So I had one of them. I had pneumonia about 11 times. And I would cough so fucking hard from the pneumonia. I would cough up blood and shit. It wasn't cancer, don't worry. So basically what happened is the last time I got sick real bad, you can only cough so much. And eventually the fascia that's in between is just like, I can't do it anymore. You've had pneumonia 11. By the way, I have not had pneumonia or sickness once. I've had a little bit of sick since I lived here. I had 11 times pneumonia in 11 years. Here, nothing. Right? So I just want to put that out there. It was fucking terrible. Yeah, they need nutrients. I had a pneumothorax when I had several pneumothoraxes when I was a teenager. Yeah, and I don't know what the deal is with it, but it's like, I know I have a hernia from it. I believe I had one. Thank you, that's Imperial Russia. Deep inside, I know it won't heal. Even if I tip myself upside down for 6 weeks, it won't heal. It's not like a cut that goes like this. It's like one of those cuts where it just widens like this. You know what I'm talking about? Like if you take like a sheet and you rip it open and it just like widens in the middle and you know what I'm saying? It's not possible. Anyway, yeah, I do need to move. That'll be, I think New York. I'm trying to move up. Not trying to move. I've already moved, but yeah. I'm definitely going to be moving to another state coming up, so that'll be fun. Kid's got a couple years, and yeah, it fucks my lungs up bad. I already have scar tissue. Use duct tape. I was actually thinking about that. Yeah, welcome to Florida. I couldn't. If they legalize it down there, I'm down. Where's your smoke? I'm trying not to chief as much. Hell yeah, Nana. I'm trying not to chief as much green, mainly because of these hernia things. I don't want to, I'm fine with, what do they call that? I'm fine with gummies. I always knew this was going to be a thing. As you get older, regardless of what happens, damn right, Legacy. And you, my friend, I cannot wait to try some more. Yours were strong. My wife can get a card. She can get a card down there. I figured if I could eventually phase out chiefing green totally and then start doing edibles all the time, it would be a lot better. I wouldn't cough. I wouldn't do that shit. I would have a lot more healing that would come. Stick to my fingers. See, and that's what she was saying. You got to understand, like, we chief a lot. Got to come to Maine. I think Zana's up in Maine, if I recall. I have never been to Maine. I've been a lot of places in the world, but I have never been to Maine. The furthest north I've been is, I think, north of Toronto, Canada. Furthest south I've been was Christchurch, New Zealand. Furthest east I've been is, well, it's Italy. I'm going to say probably Naples, maybe. And the furthest west I've been was on the way to Longreach. I have never been to Rhode Island. We had family friends from Rhode Island. I went to, like, in between. So, if you go up from Brisbane, Australia, like, I went everywhere in Australia. So, thank you, Debbie. I went from Los Angeles to Sydney. I was there for a minute. Thank you, Debbie. Then I went up to Cairns, Australia, and I was there for a week or so. That's where I learned to play the didgeridoo, and we were there with the Jabakai Aboriginal tribe. That was a fucking trip. It was hotter than shit up there. But dude, I need your RSO, dude. And then I went to Brisbane, and then so I went from Brisbane down to Byron Bay, Nimbin, which is, if you ever want to get good green in Australia, go to Nimbin, Australia. They have a hash bar there in Nimbin, Australia. A lot of people don't know it's completely illegal in the state of New South Wales, but for some reason they just overlook it. They don't give a fuck. I don't know why, and I love it. Nimbin, Australia is really cool. There's a lot of fucking ice users there, though, unfortunately, with the local population, so you need to worry about that. But they have a great macadamia nut field area. They have a volcano. It's called Mount Warning. You can climb, which I climbed. It was fucking rough, dude. It was like a 4-hour up. We started at like 5 a.m. I was still shit-faced from the night before. So imagine going out all night in Brisbane, Australia, getting shit-faced till 3 in the morning, to wake up to 5 in the morning to drive 4 hours south to climb a fucking mountain. I was puking off the side of the mountain, and I still fucking made it to the top. It was something, and all the dudes, like the guy I went with was a rugby player. So the dude that was like leading the charge was a rugby player. Another dude that was my friend from Chicago, he used to be a canyoner. And then there was my stupid ass. And then another girl that was like, lived in fucking California, and all she did was hike like Big Sur all fucking day. So like 3 very physically fit women and men, and then me that had like lung surgery and shit. And they're like fucking just, and I'm just like, still made it. I have been to Connecticut once. Anyway, East Jerusalem residents are anguished as homes are demolished to make way for a biblical park. That's fucked up. Gaza will become Donald Trump's, whatever the fuck that is. That's funny. And life savings of people are mysteriously disappearing because of system glitches now. But the banks say that they're not, cyber attacks, which makes me think that it's probably on purpose. By the way, everybody said to go to the Caymans over New York City.
Really?
Yeah, I asked somebody, like 5 people were like Caymans. No. Okay, I'll just ask this. New York City or Grand Cayman Islands? You let me know. I'm not saying I have the money for either, but if I did, where would you go? Let me read. We got a Donald Trump Cayman. No, dude, it's ridiculous. I had the Cayman. See, I've been to the Cayman Islands once, back when I was 14. It was nice. that is definitely where I want to start some money laundering. I am not fucking kidding. I've been thinking about doing this for quite some time. Thank you, my friend Moon. I always wanted to go to Canada. I never had the money to do this. I still don't. But I always wanted to open up a bank account in Canada and then go across the border with $9,000 once a month and just drop it off in a Canadian bank account. Then go to some Commonwealth and then draw the money out. Because you can do that, right? You understand that. If you're like with the Commonwealth, they have a banking thing. So if you can get your money to a Commonwealth nation, you can get the money for a nominal fee, by the way, from like a Cayman's account to like an ANZ bank down in Australia, or a Commonwealth bank in Australia, or a World Bank, RBC in Canada, Royal Bank of Canada, World Bank. Hey, I don't know if anybody's from Canada in here, but why do you do that in Canada? Why do you call something a name and then the acronym doesn't match the name? What is this? Integrity. What the fuck are you talking about? Integrity? Appeal? Yeah, I have no idea what I'm just talking about. What?
Thank you, Trump loyalty.
Thank you, Trump loyalty. So this is just like, so if you are in, because I have people from the Patriots Prayer Network. Yeah, so there's a network out here called the Patriots Prayer Network. The guy that's the head of it, from what I understand, he falsely reports people and tries to remove their accounts to get them to join his agency. But because I've already figured it out, him and his little minions stalk me with hidden accounts so that they can, to try to take, that's what they do. The guy, I don't know, but the guy hides, so he calls his podcast on YouTube, The Can't Be Bought, and then talks about loyalty and, oh, Jesus, this, that, and the other, and he gets people removed. He's a pile of shit. It's absolutely, that's the person I was telling you about that hides behind the Bible. And so he like leads with Christianity. He was actually banned from CPAC for going off on Steve Bannon. I can't remember now. He changes his name. Thank you, SJF, on this page like once a week. So like he'll like get creators banned that don't. So it's an agency scam. So look up TikTok agency scams. You'll have somebody that has an account, or this guy has like 9 actually. There you go, White Rabbit. And so what he does, and other agencies do here on TikTok, they do the same thing. So you'll have an agency, and then you'll have a bunch of friends that are with the agent, and they'll find somebody with, like, I had 330,000 followers. They'll try to get you to join the agency, and you say, well, no, I don't join agencies. I'm sorry, I don't join agencies. Because I don't join agencies. I do only me. I'm a loner. That's what I do. Someone wants to hire me for a podcast or a radio show, I'll do it. What's up, Randy? But I'm a loner. I don't need people. I've been doing this alone for 14 years off and on. I don't need anybody. So I'm a loner, and I do it on purpose because I don't think any man should hang their hat on somebody else. Right? I don't think any man should say, I'm reliant on this person for my success. So anyway, what these people do is they false report, and your account will almost get taken down. Right before it happens, they'll contact you and say, join our agency. We noticed you're being fucked with, and we'll help you out. So you join their agency. They contact TikTok, which you can actually just do yourself. You don't need an agency. And then they say, well, we're working on your behalf. See, we got your account fixed. But then all the live streaming you do, it's extortion. It's actually illegal. He was also part of a cryptocurrency scam, which I contacted the Securities and Exchange Commission and told them about the rug pull. They take like a lot of money from you. And then the guy and his friends split it, and then they get paid off of it. So the guy's fuck up was not only harassing and stalking me, which I have a friend in the government that can get anybody's information at the drop of a hat. Anybody's. I had his license plate number within 10 minutes. It was fantastic. This absolutely amazing person. Don't know what she used to do, but I'm assuming it was killing somebody or beating the shit. She could beat the shit out of me. That's anyway, whatever. So I'm not going to disclose ever who it was, obviously. Yeah, you join an agency, views drop. But they don't care because they hide behind Jesus and they just scam people for money. So the guy doesn't even live in the same state. He tells people he lives in one state over. I know the license plate number of his car. I know where his family is. I know the name of his old business, relationships he's had. I know where he went to grade school, these types of information. It's really not difficult. I have a couple of people I know that are kind of in the government a little bit, and so it's really helpful when it comes to people like this. Now, obviously, abusing the systems that TikTok allows on here, a child can do that, but creating a rug pull crypto scam is a criminal offense according to the Securities and Exchange Commission, because this guy used a kid with cancer as the basis for it, and he was misrepresenting an elected official or somebody that was running for office. If you go into that type of thing, there's certain protections. I'm almost there with you, White Rabbit. So if you create a crypto whatever, and you're scamming people, that's all on them, but you could be held liable. But if you start coming after elected officials, people that are in government, people that are in the police, there's real criminal penalties behind that. And as you know, DJ Daniels, the one, thank you, Brian, that he was trying to scam, thank you, Tiffany, or make a rug pull on, he was actually considered an honorary Secret Service agent. Now, why does that differ between a rug pull on another person? Even if the term is honorary, going after somebody that's in law enforcement with scams is a criminal offense. Thank you, Joe. It's a huge criminal offense. So DJ Daniels was considered an honorary Secret Service agent. Thank you, Tiffany. There are people in government and stuff, and you tried to use his name and you brought a rug pull using Telegram. You deleted all of it off social media. I saw that. It was big on X, and you took it all down. That still doesn't absolve from what you did, which was trying to set up a rug pull in the name of a child with cancer and a congressman. Thank you, Seabird. And you were pretending to use other Congress and other people's names. Thank you, Seabird. And that's scumbag shit. That's not even like savvy business. That's scumbag shit. I mean, I cannot stress enough what kind of horrible human being uses a child with cancer as a fucking means to become rich. There are piles of shit in this world that I've come against in my life. That is similar to that guy that killed the Ukrainian girl on the tram. That's that kind of activity. Using a cancer patient. Absolute same thing with them. With the evangelical bullshit, they're stealing money. So if you use a cancer-stricken child's name to try to make money off of crypto, there is ample amounts of diarrhea that you're wading in, and I am not going to stand by while that happened. Now, I know, just don't join an agency, okay? Do not join an agency. But these fake Christians, for instance, I had a comment, listen to this, I had a comment about a flat earth video I made, making fun of flat earth, because I make fun of flat earth. And the guy said, don't you read the Bible? The Bible says blah, 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 and Jesus is going to judge you, you piece of fucking shit. Jesus, and you need to have the shit beat out of you. Because you'll be just so. The guy was telling me, I'm a Christian and you need to have the shit beat out of you because you don't believe in flat earth. So the guy was a Christian. I'm a Christian. And you need the shit beat out of you because you don't believe in flat earth. And so I was going to say how Christian of you. I just reported him. I'm going to get his ability to fucking make comments taken away for a week. You know, it's like, fuck you. We're not going to do this. You're like hiding behind the Bible. Yeah, and that's generally what it is. Now, I'm a Christian. I believe Jesus died on the cross and rose again for your sins, and you should be baptized, and you should repent and follow Jesus, accept the Holy Spirit, and the whole 9 yards. I'm still waiting for that ending part there. So I hope my name's in the book of life because I don't want to die again. Jesus Christ. Either way, but if you say, well, I'm a Christian, so this gives me the right to bully you and treat you like shit. Well, I'm not going to take that garbage behavior. You're ruining the continuity of Christianity. In some cases, you're ruining the continuity of the Marine Corps, the Army, the Navy. If you try to attack the continuity of my culture, or if you try to attack the veterans in this country, that's fighting, right? I'm not going to stop. That there's nothing I can say that will absolve you. Like if some of those people that were out here, I just learned some military got killed by Iran, and they're like celebrating. There's nothing you can say that will ever absolve you, in my opinion. No, thank you, Trump. Loyalty. Oh, I've never seen that. Thank you, my friend. There's nothing that will absolve you from that. So if you're like if you're like praising the death of American soldiers, there is, I don't care if you apologize. Fuck you. You're garbage. You're a pile of garbage. But I apologize. I don't care. You knew what you were saying. How old are you? Over 12? Oh, well, fuck you then. If you're over 12 and you're talking like that, then fuck you. Eat a bag of shit, and I hope you fucking trip on your front teeth. I hope you go over the handlebars. So real quick, damn straight. That's the one thing. And I don't think some people understand. I got a lot of family in the military. Just because I wasn't, that's not where. Just because I couldn't get into the military because of my health issues doesn't mean I don't know how to shoot. I don't know survival skills. I don't know how to duck under fire. I don't know how to run 5 miles. Once I get this fucking hernia taken care of, that shit's on. Yeah, give me a hernia surgery and a month to recover. Thank you, White Rabbit. That's what I'm saying. Give me some hernia surgery, a month to recover, and I'm going to be out there fucking lifting and shit. I know I can't because I'll blow it out, but I'm not going to fucking stop. What are we doing? You know what I'm saying? Come on, we gotta go. Anyway, bone spurs. Yeah, I had spontaneous pneumothorax. Thank you, White Rabbit, with the I had spontaneous pneumothorax. I had this lung collapsed twice, and this one collapsed 3 times. This one's got a little scar that still exists here where they put the chest tube in. This one never collapsed enough for full surgery. So this one was like 10. What's up, Cheese Nuts? Oh, dude, Cheese Nuts, it's got to be unique. Cheese Nuts! Well, I'm only smoking because, how do I put this? I don't know how much time is going to be around for me. And it's one of those things, it's like, how do I put this? I met my, Peel approved. Thank you, my friend. See, Peel approved. You guys are awesome. TikTok. See, I'm telling you, man, I think TikTok is starting to get better with this. Because they know there's so much garbage on here. All as I can say is this. All as I can say is this, my friends. Oh no, I'll live to 85. I just don't want to live in pain. You know what I'm saying? There's got to be a coming together. And I'll just get into this because I want to talk about the Trump assassination last night, or the attempted assassination. The Trump attempted assassination, it's the 4th assassination attempt that I'm aware of. We had the Pennsylvania assassination attempt with the ear. We had the assassination attempt at the golf club where they arrested that pile of shit. He's in jail forever. Thank you, Eileen. Oh, nice. Thank you, my friend. We have the guy that he scaled the fence of Mar-a-Lago, and he came up there trying to kill Trump, and they took him out. You guys remember that? That was a couple months ago. Then you have this now. So I have been trying to make some type of peace between conservatives and liberals for the better part of 2 or 3 years. Thank you, Moon. And all as I get is fights and attacks. I'm being attacked by conservatives all the time. Thank you, Moon. Most of them who are fighting with White Rabbit for some reason. Even though, by the way, those people that don't like White Rabbit that are fighting me, I invited you in, and I was always kind to you fuckfaces. So how dare you attack me because I won't block somebody you don't like? Who the fuck are you as adults to tell another man who they're allowed to follow on social media? Who the fuck do you think you are? Are you out of your goddamn mind? Some of you are 40 and 50-year-old men, and you don't like White Rabbit, so you're telling me I'm not allowed. I have to choose a side. You want to know where my side is choosing? Not anybody telling me to choose a side. Thank you, White Rabbit. White Rabbit never told me, hey, block all these people that don't like me. But all you fuckers did. You're grown men. You're grown men. Some of you are nearing 50. And you're telling a 44-year-old man, I'm 44. Some of you are 50. And you're telling me to block somebody because you don't like him. Grow up. Stop being a child. I have no problem with anybody. I invited you fucks into my live streams. I promoted your accounts. But 3 or 4 of you, I promoted Eddie. I promoted the other 3 of you fucks, not White Rabbit. I have promoted White Rabbit too. And you've got some goddamn gall and some nerve. Thank you, White Rabbit. To come on here and attack me, telling me I have to do something you command. Who in the fuck do you think you are? I will not be told what to do by anyone. I don't care who it is. Unless you're paying me great money, I will not listen to... Or, yeah, if you're either paying me $150,000 or I'm fucking you. My wife, I get to fuck her every night. Why do you think I pay attention?
And even sometimes if I tell you what to do, you don't listen.
And even sometimes I don't listen. Or if you're paying me $150,000, I'll listen. But if you say, well, I don't like White Rabbit, none of us else do, so you have to block him or I'm going to attack you. That's pussy shit. That is pussy shit. Thank you, No Quarter. That's what a 10-year-old does. That's what a child does. That's what a teenage girl does. Thank you, White Rabbit. And I'm not going to sit here idly by knowing that the liberals are shooting at Donald Trump and entertain with 5 seconds of my time outside of this. Thank you. What's up, J.R. Buckle? Follow White Rabbit. Follow J.R. Buckle as well. So if any of you assholes that have a problem with White Rabbit are in here, leave or be my friend. I don't care. But I'm not blocking anybody because you have a butt hurt. So your anus is sore. Create another account and get 20,000 followers or whatever again. Thank you, Burgermeister. I've had to do it 9 times, most of them being from you. And then finally, when I know what's going on, then all of a sudden, well, no, he needs to stop following White Rabbit. I don't even care if me and White Rabbit don't see eye to eye on politics. I'm not going to do it because you told me so. You told me so. Who are you? Are you my dad? Are you an authority figure? Am I fucking you? Am I being paid? No. That's right, J.R. Buckle. I follow who I want, and I block who I want. That's why I blocked all of you fuckfaces that were attacking me. Because you were acting like a child. It wasn't because of White Rabbit. It wasn't because of you. It's because you're acting like a goddamn child. If you would grow up, I would be able to follow this person and that person. But you decided to get drunk, which I can see most of you are drunk or on pills. I know what it is. I know what it is. I've seen it with my eyes for years. For years. Put the bottle down. Put the pills down. Get your shit together. Come at it correct. That's why you're not fucking famous and all this other shit. Has nothing to do with your ability. It's because you won't stop drinking. Won't stop taking SSRIs or whatever. You think you're great. Yeah, that's wonderful, but you're not. Have you ever tried to write a story on fucking uppers? Yeah, you're like, oh, I wrote 6 pages. It's all bullshit drivel. It doesn't make sense. Oh, you did a bunch of work. So does a washing machine. Thank you, Katie Woods. Get off the sauce. Get off the pills. Come back like a man. That's what it is. That's your problem right there. And if you're going to drink, make sure it's at the end of the stream so you can get your sober point across. Then drink some yak. Everything in moderation, bitch. Thank you, Sammy, and you others. Including moderation. There you go. Thank you, Deb. Because moderation shows virtue. Thank you, Tam. If you're an asceticist, then you think you have too much pride. I don't do any of it. I'm better than you. That's why you don't be an asceticist. Because then that's what even the Buddha talked about that. But Jesus knew about this. Asceticism makes you pride heavy. But being a shit-faced lunatic makes you a psycho. That's right. That's why you gotta have moderation. And people like, I mean, you know how I am. I don't agree with older millennial. We fought before, but I told him off like an adult. And he told me off like an adult, and we separated as men. But he's still a veteran. And so the hell yeah, I'm Woodsman. He's still a veteran. Thank you, Patricia. So nothing but good things to say about older millennial because of the fact, yeah, older millennial is a veteran, and there's nothing but positive from older millennial. I don't care if I blocked him. He's a veteran, can do no wrong nearly. That's what it is. Why? Because if World War III starts or if a Civil War starts, we're going to need them, and we're going to need them. I was there too. I was there too, White Rabbit. So, last story, and then I'll get off here because my wife's looking sexy. Jimmy Kimmel fantasized about Donald Trump's death before the assassination. The guy who tried to kill Donald Trump, Cole Allen, had an anti-MAGA, anti-Christian manifesto, stated that Donald Trump was the Antichrist and was part of the Wide Awake group and also attended the No Kings rally. What's up, American Action Network? On top of that, I have known people that have been to the No Kings rally, but they were veterans, so I know they wouldn't be psychos. It says that he targeted Donald Trump and officials. So we knew all that. A joke. A joke? You want me to do a good... How about a good housekeeping joke, honey? Oh, my God. How about... Let me try. So what's up, Salty Cracker? Okay. Let's see what jokes we got here. Why isn't there a pregnant Barbie doll? Because Ken came in another box. Thank you for the gifts. What do we got here? Oh my God, that was all right. Why don't witches wear panties to get a better grip on the broom? Yikes. Let's see what else we got here. Sorry about that. You know the difference between a boner and a bonus? Your wife will always blow your bonus. That doesn't make sense.
She won't always blow your boner.
Yeah, that's the right way. That's the right way.
No, it says she'll always blow your bonus.
But not. Oh, okay. I get. Okay, thank you. Um. Oh, what was this? Difference between a chickpea and a garbanzo bean? Oh, what's the difference between a chickpea and a garbanzo bean? I've never had a garbanzo bean on my chest. Oh, that is... Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Thank you, Unc P. Oh, come on, bro. That is... What are we doing here? How did the lipstick get pregnant? Please tell me. Oh, man. What do we got here? Because there's not much news today. Donald Trump is changing green card stuff like that. Killing good with the jokes. What is this? What did Cinderella say to Prince Charming? Want to see if it fits? I don't get that. Why would that be a thing? Why did the snowman suddenly smile? He could see a snow blower coming. Why did the weatherman's cheeks turn pink? He saw the climate change. That's dumb as shit.
That is dumb as shit.
How did Burger King get Dairy Queen pregnant? He forgot to wrap his Whopper. These are terrible. These are like not... Yeah, I'm sorry. These are terrible. Oh, here we go. We got sex jokes. But that's from the Laugh Factory. I don't want to steal that shit. What's the difference between a blind hunter and a constipated owl? One shoots but can't hit. That's not dirty either. A shepherd and his girlfriend are engaged in pillow talk after the first time fucking. The girl asks the shepherd how experienced he is. He starts counting and falls asleep. That's not a joke. That's a fucking statement. What are we doing here? Yeah, hold on. I like the... I'm going back to the original. What do you call a 6.9? A good thing ruined by a period? What did Cinderella when she got... What did Cinderella say when she got to the ball? Insert gagging noise. Why can't Miss Piggy count to 70? At 69, she gets a frog in her throat. Oh no! How can you tell if there's a blind man at a nude beach? What? It's not hard? That's okay. That's okay. Woman walks up to the bar and asks the bartender for a double entendre, so he gives it to her. There are two... I know, it's sexual, but... And now people are explaining it. I don't want to explain it. What did the robot do after a one-night stand? He nuts and bolts. Get it? Because he nuts and then bolts? Like a guy that didn't stay around after fucking a girl that he took home before the ugly lights came on? Waka waka! God damn it. What's green and smells like pork? Kermit's finger. I'll see myself out. No, thank you. Oh my God. A woman is very afraid about the size of her opening. Yes, the size of her opening. The woman goes to her mother and says, I'm so big down there, when I go to marry Harry, he's going to want to divorce me. Her mother goes, don't worry, sweetheart. It runs in the family. Do what I did with your father. Go to the market, get some raw liver in there. He'll never know the difference. What? That's exactly what the woman does. They have 8 hours of sex on their marriage. She wakens at 10 a.m. and he's gone, but there's a note on her pillow that reads, quote, my darling Harriet, to think that I waited a year to consummate our marriage. Our loving relationship makes my heart beat so loudly. I'm surprised I didn't wake you up. The only reason I'm not right here right now, darling, is that I'm at work to make enough money to buy you a house, a white picket fence, and we'll have dog and children. With the 5 o'clock dinner, when the 5 o'clock dinner bell rings, I will be home like a winged gossamer and love in your arms. Pierre, sincerely, your loving husband, Harry. P.S. Your cunt stinks. No, your cunt is in the sink. Okay. Okay, so the guy walks into a bar and he sees a gorilla. He asks the bartender, "Hey, what's up with the gorilla?" The bartender gets up and smacks the gorilla, and the gorilla starts giving the bartender a Hummer. The bartender then asks the guy, "You want to try?" The guy tender says, "Sure, but don't smack me so hard." That's kind of a gay joke.
That is.
Okay. Do you think I'm short? Well, you can put a few inches in me. Waka waka. Do you have a little German in you? Do you want some? There's that. It's the same joke. You have any Italian in you? Would you like some? A priest checks into a motel and then tells the clerk, "I certainly hope the corn channel in my room is disabled." The clerk replies, "No, it's just regular corn, you sick fuck. Not disabled corn." You know, the priest wanted disabled people fucking. See, you catch that? Oh my God. A guy thinks his wife is just a long one. I know, but one more. A guy thinks his wife is cheating on him, so she goes to the pet store. He's like, "Yo, I need a pet that can tell what's up while I'm at work." Pet store owner is like, "Yeah, we have a really intelligent talking gray parrot." Dude is like, "Sure, how much?" The pet store owner says $3,000. Guy says, "No, I can't afford it." Pet store owner says, "We have this one that lost its legs in a flying accident, so he has to wrap his dick around the perch to hold himself up." The guy says, "Sure, how much?" He says, $500. Dude says he'll take it and puts it up on a corner of the house and goes to work the next day. He comes home. "All right, parrot, what happened?" He said, "Right, mailman came over, right?" "Okay, well, what happened after that?" "Right, she let him in, right?" "Okay, so, right, she took his clothes off, right? He took his clothes off." "This is bad, you might as well keep going, parrot." "Right, he took his clothes off. He took her clothes off." "Oh, man, well, my suspicions are right. You might as well tell me exactly what happened." "Right, don't know, got a boner, fell down." And I guess that's it. So that's the end of those jokes right there. But yes, it's pretty sick what the left is doing, trying to kill people all the time. No, it's all right. I like that cranium. But it looks like liberals are now on social media mocking Donald Trump. X account tweeted, "Oh, by the way, watch out for Midas touch propaganda." Obviously, the attacker bought guns legally. Secret Service officer is okay after his vest took a round. Thank you, Suz. It was stopped by a piece of shrapnel. Chinese media trash security, saying that Xi Jinping would have never been exposed like that, obviously. Woke is making a comeback, saying that basically now a news anchor, thank you, Suz, and a new movement is saying to have children with illegal aliens. Thank you, B.R. Cranium. So I don't know what you think about that. By the way, Gatlin is having surgery tomorrow to repair. Iran update. Let me check that out. Gatlin has a spot right here and a hole in his neck, probably caused by, That's what I'm thinking too. So Gatlin the bear will be getting surgery tomorrow. Thank you, Jennifer. So he will be, thank you for the bear. So he will be having hopefully a repair, at least better. He's going to be in recovery for a little while, I'm sure. We have the best working on it. An 82-year-old woman, 84-year-old woman from a church, so that's in a sewing group. So I'm sure you can't fuck that up. Thank you, Trump Loyalty. So Gatlin, hell yes, I've never seen that. Thank you, Suz and Wendy. So obviously, they're probably going to give him the Michael Jackson sedative to take him out. We'll see what happens. But we'll know after tomorrow if he made it. Thank you, Jennifer. So keep your fingers crossed and your bear paws crossed. Thank you, Gray Rabbit. Yeah. How many corporations funded the Southern Poverty Law Center? Now we're looking at corporations that are funding the Southern Poverty Law Center. I want to talk about that as my last topic on here because the Southern Poverty Law Center, thank you, my name is a pile of shit. Hold on. What happened? I need to get, I do have some merch. I have a merch store here on my YouTube page and on my TikTok page. Thank you, Cranium. You're awesome. Thank you, Gray Rabbit. But I kind of want to use a new facilitator for merch. I use Spread Shop. Isn't that what it is? I'm not a big fan of Spread Shop. I don't like they're too bitchy. Everything's an offense. Every single piece of merch I put up, it doesn't get approved right away. It sits there for like a week to get approved. Oh, well, hell yeah, Yonder Man. Thank you, Suz. I haven't made any merch for about 4 months, but go check on Spread Shop. I have a link on my YouTube page and on my Twitter page. I have like the Mario logo that says Sup America. I have a shirt with Gatlin's face on it. I do not have a shirt with your face on it. I have a shirt with my, do I? Yeah. I have a shirt with my face on it? Oh, yikes. I don't have a P.O. box. I need to get one. I do have an address, though, of a place that I don't have an affiliation, but that will let me use their shit. So I need to do that. So I want to talk to you about companies that funded the Southern Poverty Law Center. So as you know, the Southern Poverty Law Center is involved in a scandal where they were funding hate groups like the Klan, Comfort Color shirts. Those are the best. I need to find, that's why I need a new thing. Thank you, my name. And here's a list of companies that funded the Southern Poverty Law Center. Apparently, the revenue was substantial, $129 million. Net assessments of $800 million in contributions. J.P. Morgan Chase is a longtime donor of the Southern Poverty Law Center, giving $500,000 in a single instance, $1 million pledge split with the Anti-Defamation League. Apple has given $1 million since 2017, plus employee matching contributions and app-based donations. Google has given roughly $250,000 in Southern Poverty Law Center grants. As you know, the ADL and the Southern Poverty Law Center still work with YouTube to take down offensive content. So even after this shit came out about the Southern Poverty Law, oh, absolutely, life. So I have personal experience with YouTube. Chick-fil-A donated to the Southern Poverty Law Center, MGM Resorts, and Cisco, as well as Salesforce, the Hearst Corporation, Fidelity, Vanguard, BlackRock, George Soros and the Open Society Foundation, George Clooney, Kellogg's, the list goes on and on. One thing I do want to talk about, the Southern Poverty Law Center, back when YouTube was canceling people back in 2019 for hate speech, they started a partnership with the Anti-Defamation League and the Southern Poverty Law Center to identify hate and remove it from YouTube. Well, YouTube still works with the Southern Thank you, Texas. YouTube still works with the Southern Poverty Law Center. So even after finding out that they gave money, thank you, Texas, to hate groups, they're still banning people because of offense that the SPLC was up. Turd Ferguson, thank you, Texas. So some of these companies like Google refuse to stop working with the Southern Poverty Law Center. As a matter of fact, what do they call that? Yeah, he moved to France. So list of organizations dedicated as hate groups by the Southern Poverty Law Center. There's approximately 15 to 30,000 hate groups, and they give them in categories. They say hate, the KKK, according to them, makes up about 1,000 hate groups. Neo-National Socialists, they're saying obviously the Patriot Front, which was almost talked about being infiltrated by the Southern Poverty Law Center. White nationalist groups, and they give lists of all these. Thank you, Mad. The problem is most of these white nationalist groups, which exploded, which is funny because in 2018 and 19, these hate groups were targeted by the Southern Poverty Law Center, and basically what happened is about the same year, thank you, Mad, that they were targeted was the same year they started growing and getting funding. So that means the Southern Poverty Law Center has been more than likely paying these groups for a great deal. They've also, Southern Poverty Law Center says that militias, so American militias, which are protected by the Constitution, are hate groups. So the Florida militia, the Michigan militia, hundreds of county militias, Maine's militia, Indiana militia, Ohio militia, Pennsylvania, South Carolina militia, Texas militia, Vermont militia, the Watchmen of America, etc., were all declared hate groups. And so if you want to know why they would, yes, they're being federally indicted, exactly. That's because they're bullshit. And so a lot of these militias nationwide that your Constitution tells you to form were declared hate groups. That's because social media companies worked with them to declare them hate groups. Sovereign Citizen Movement was declared hate by the Southern Poverty Law Center. So, single people, sovereign citizen, your own dictation, your own life, that's considered hate by the Southern Poverty Law Center. Conspiracy propaganda is considered hate. Antifa is not considered hate by the Southern Poverty Law Center. I don't think so. Conspiracy groups, entire filmmaking crews. What's that one? That the guy that was exposing people. He would wear a hidden camera with government officials. You know who I'm talking about? He was a reporter, and he kept they're declared hate. Certain radio stations are considered hate. Flat Earth is considered hate, actually. Constitutional Sheriff Movement considered hate. Anti-government movements. So as you can see, the Southern Poverty Law Center went from trying to stop hate groups to everything that's right-wing is hate. Neo-Confederate groups, that's hate. Christian groups, if you identify as Christian, you're declared hate. Anti-LGBTQ groups, those are declared hate. Anti-immigrant groups are all considered hate. Anti-Semitism is hate. Neo-Volchik is considered hate. Anti-Muslim is considered hate. No anti-white, by the way. General hate. Male supremacy is considered hate. Radical traditional Catholics are considered hate. Oh, here we go. Black separatist groups. So they added that as of 2018. So there are some black separatist groups, but they also say the Proud Boys are black separatists. This is why you don't listen to a nonprofit who gets their money from donations to change their narrative to remove people on social media. How stupid are you? Anyway, I'm going to get off on YouTube, and then I'll get off on here, and then I'm going to get off all over the place. I'm kidding. Well, you have to have 3. It's a 3. Anyway, so if you guys are on, what's up, America? YouTube, Steph, what's up? Steph is on here. Sorry, I'm getting a new webcam, Steph, or I'm going to try to, so I can have something that shows the chat here and the chat there. Right now, I'm in between 2 things. But Steph is awesome. Steph Cox, love you. You're great. I'm glad you're still here. By the way, Russian Imperial flag behind me. So if you are on YouTube, thank you for being here. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and platform. Follow me on TikTok, Sup America, Sup America 2. Follow me on Twitter, Sup America also. Watch my videos on YouTube and watch more than one of them. So YouTube's algorithm apparently does very good if you watch a video and then another one after. I did not know that. Thank you, Daily. So just found that out. So watch my content on YouTube. Subscribe. It's free. And I offer 4 or 5 tiers, I believe. And I need to put up a lot of content on YouTube late tonight. 4 or 5 tiers of memberships on YouTube. So join my memberships if you can do it. I haven't promoted any products on here. Thank you, Dusty. Mainly, I have been reached out to people, but I don't know how to do it on YouTube. YouTube is not clear like TikTok. YouTube is very... I don't know what I'm doing. It's like... YouTube reminds me of Manila, Philippines airport. It's got 4 terminals for one airport. None of them are connected. Okay? Like... First of all, YouTube, I'm here on YouTube just for a minute. First of all, YouTube, you need to combine the apps. You don't need 2 apps. You need a YouTube app and your YouTube Studio app. Make them all the same thing. What the fuck are we doing here? It's not streamlined, it's trash. Second of all, you can't fuck with monetization or certain features on this. You have to go to the second app. That's stupid. What's his name? Scott Burpay. You're wonderful on trust and safety, but get this shit together. This is stupid. Third of all, TikTok Shop. That's how you need to be doing it here on YouTube, okay? If you don't, it sucks, okay? I like what you're doing with GIFs on YouTube. That's starting to get similar. But you're all over the place. Let's get those 4 terminals at the Philippine Manila airport. Let's turn them into one big app, right? And then let's get rid of the YouTube Studio app and just turn it into the YouTube app. That's what I mean. It's ridiculous. It's fucking nonsense. You're bigger than you're bigger than TikTok. Let's get it together. Come on. You're bigger than TikTok, so let's do better than TikTok. You know what I'm saying? What are we doing here? Anyway, don't forget to subscribe, share, like, hit the notification.